Yo, what is good, guys? Back here with another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share the top 5 wrestlers I would love to see in WWE, or 5 wrestlers WWE should sign, whatever I put in the title below. And before I share my top 5, a couple of things. I'd love to know who are 5 wrestlers WWE should hire at some point, whether it's today, tomorrow, a week, a month, a year, or even yesterday kind of deal. No matter what kind of level they are, your local indie scene, your state, province, territories, big territory kind of deal, biggest name, somebody from New Japan or over in a different continent than you and whatnot. I would love to know who is on your list down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Of course, you do not have to if you do not want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. And for my list, I know that a couple of them are couple as in like all but like one, to my knowledge, is under some form of a contract, whether it's written or like a handshake kind of contract with a different promotion, but I'm pretending personally that they are all free agents. The one that I am like 99.9% that he's not under contract, but in a way he should be in NXT primarily, is a Ontario-based independent wrestler, Mark Wheeler. For the people who don't know, he is one of the when it comes to the Ontario independent scene, one of the bigger young guys named in the scene going right now. I think he's been wrestling since 2015. He's in his mid-20s, if I remember right, and whatnot. So he's been active pretty much consistently for the last 7 or so years, despite like 2.5 of those years not being able to wrestle because of the lockdown. But for myself personally, he's probably one of the better Ontario independent wrestlers who are not signed. That should be, again, he should, hypothetically, if WWE were to sign him and he agreed, NXT, whether it's US or something else down the road, one of those guys kind of deal. He's young, he's stayed pretty much healthy for a 7-year career. He is good on the mic as well, and whatnot. Might be a little bit biased and whatnot. Next one, I know she's under contract of some form with AEW, but she is one of my favorite female wrestlers to watch, and that is Willow Nightingale. And hypothetically, if she was a free agent, I would have loved to see her on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. I just find her super entertaining, and her, I think the right word might be charisma, is a good kind of like charisma where it's like, oh, she's wrestling and I can't take my eyes off the TV because she's so entertaining and whatnot. And I would love to see her eventually down in Orlando or on Raw or on SmackDown. I'm not saying it will happen tomorrow because I personally doubt it, but I would love to see it anyways. And then the next one is the only one I think under contract with Impact Wrestling, and Joe Hendry. For myself personally, I find him super entertaining, whether primarily more so on the mic and the like the promos he does kind of deal, but he's entertaining in the ring and whatnot. And he's just, when he did Twitch regularly, I found him entertaining, just sitting there chit-chatting and whatnot. And I know that he's under contract with Impact Wrestling, and hypothetically, if that were end tomorrow, WWE would have to worry about work visas and all of that stuff. But for somebody like Joe Hendry, I would say it's worth it. And speaking of work visas and it being worth it, formerly known as Bronson Reed in NXT, now known in New Japan / New Japan Strong, Jonah is another guy that would be worth doing all of the work visa legal stuff, because granted, I haven't not seen too much of his New Japan / New Japan Strong work, but from what I have seen, really impressive, really good in the ring. And I don't know for sure if he would, like, it's one of those things where he is arguably too good for the NXT brand kind of deal. Don't get me wrong, NXT would need somebody like Jonah or Bronson Reed kind of deal, but I would prefer him on Raw or SmackDown kind of deal, but I would not complain if he went back down to NXT, have a NXT title run kind of deal and whatnot. And last guy on my list, I don't know for sure if he's under a contract with anybody. To my knowledge, he isn't. Like a legally binding contract, that is, and whatnot. But last one, if you know me, you would know that I'm a big fan of Dalton Castle, and he had to be on this list in today's video. Being 100% biased, I find him super entertaining in the ring, super entertaining on the mic. Granted, he's like 36, 37 years old, had more of a career behind him than in front of him, kind of deal and whatnot, but I would still love to see it. And plus, if hypothetically he had to go down to NXT, he has the gimmick and stuff for him not to stand out like a sore thumb kind of deal, like in a bad way. He would stand out in a good way kind of deal. He has like 14, 15 years of in-ring experience. He can be a player coach kind of deal, transition potentially to a producer trainer kind of role. But again, don't know him personally. I don't know for sure what his plans are. Again, I don't even know if he's technically under contract with AEW, whether it's through AEW proper or ROH. But either way, AEW, ROH, or WWE, I just would love to see it. But either way, those are the 5 people on my list that I would love to see in WWE and whatnot at some point. Would love to know who is on your list down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Of course, you do not have to if you do not want to, but it would mean a lot to my time, or to myself personally, and whatnot. But either way, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.
The world that we tend to make up is nothing but a fantasy until you wake up. I feel like I'm just lying to myself, yeah. Cause I just crossed the line like I'm playing offside. Do it how I want and I'ma do it till I die. Feel like I'm just lying to myself, but it's